Hi there. Good evening. Hello,
Hello.
hello. Hope you all had an amazing Labor Day. We had an amazing first day on this cruise.
We did.
Wow, eventful, fun. Um, Gonna sleep good tonight. It's been a
Definitely.
long but a fun day. That's for sure.
Yeah,
No
for
doubt
sure.
about that. Oh my
That's what
goodness.
vacation's for, though.
If you didn't already, please make sure you go back and check out the stream that we did. We shared the leaving port, the embarkation, leaving Port Miami and heading out to sea. That itself was a little eventful. We had Freedom of the Seas parked with us today,
We did. And a
um,
carnival ship.
and a Carnival ship. We had three ships go out of port today. Freedom was a little behind, and we were after them, so we were a little behind. So got away about what 30, 45 minutes after original time.
Yeah, I think we were supposed to head out around 4:30, and I think it was around 5:15 when
Yeah,
we actually started moving. So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We were worried about it being, as you saw on the stream last night, we were worried about the weather today. Weren't so sure if it was going to be, we thought it might be a bit of a washout, rainy day. We got lucky. We got pretty lucky.
I think so. Big time. Um, we woke up and it was sunny today, so that was a plus side. We got to the
Yeah,
port and it was beautiful. So we got to start exploring the ship right away.
yeah,
We had the earliest boarding time at 11 a.m. and it was super easy to get through check-in, security, and get on board. And it was really, really nice.
yeah,
A little bit of rain came in around lunchtime,
yeah.
but we were inside eating, so we
Mm,
didn't really care. And as we were sitting eating at the Windjammer buffet, we looked out the window and it was sunny again.
yeah,
So
yeah,
definitely we lucked out because sail away time was exactly that too.
yeah,
Nice and sunny. There was a few clouds that brought in a few sprinkles,
yeah.
and some threatening clouds that looked really, really dark in some areas, but they pushed the right way for us. And our sail away was bright, sunny, very hot. It was extremely hot.
Was it was warm.
And but I'll take that over a rainy sail away any day.
Yeah, Windjammer. The thing I love about eating lunch on the boat as soon as you get there, um, great views of the city.
Yeah,
I mean, you're deck 15 or so, right?
yeah,
And we sat on the port side, looking out to like Star Island and kind of a little bit to the north, if you will, and you could see far off in the distance, both east and west. You could see the rain, and we were lucky. Like I said, we were in a good spot.
yep, yeah.
But yeah, we got to get outside. We got to go outside for the embarkation. It sprinkled for like a brief moment,
Not very much.
but yeah, not much.
Nope.
And then we got out in the sun, and we had to hurry up and wait again to kind of get out,
It's okay.
and then we set sail, so to speak. We are off to the races, so to speak. We are
We were.
out in the middle of the ocean, somewhere between here and Coco Cay.
Yep,
So we got a fun day tomorrow.
we did.
Tonight, so after we did embarkation, we had to make our way to dinner.
So, if you were watching our live stream today from our sail away, you kept hearing us say, wow, we're super late. We have no idea what we're going to do for dinner. We weren't fretting about it though, because there's a plethora of ideas on this ship. But uh, we we just kind of looked at each other. We looked at the time. By the time we were past Miami Beach and where we wanted to see sail away to, it was 5:45. Our dinner in the main dining room was 5 o'clock, and both me and Jason said, "What if we just go and see what they say?" Like, if they would have said
Yeah.
no, it's too late, we would have
Yeah.
never ever been even upset because
Yeah.
we had ultimately decided that we were going to skip main dining room anyway, just to be able to partake in sail away. But we have the most amazing waiter and assistant waiter, Albert and Rita, and they graciously welcomed us very much with open arms today and said, no problem.
well, first,
Sit down, we'll take care of you.
I mean,
So,
first off, they go by Happy and Smiley,
yeah,
respectively.
yeah,
So
they absolutely told us this is our names, but call us Happy and Smiley, and
Yeah.
they are exactly that. They
Yeah,
are very
they're
happy
awesome.
and smiley, and like I said, even 45 minutes late,
Yeah.
they made us it was so
It's perfect.
welcoming, and
Perfect.
yeah, yeah. So we
Perfect.
lucked out. We were able to eat where we originally had planned, and
I didn't feel rushed by them. I think
nope.
we were, because when we courteous to other people, we knew that we got there late. As Lena said, I mean, that they turned this way, no issue, no harm, no foul.
We knew we were late, and we know that they
Exactly.
have to turn it around for
Yeah.
a dinner
Yeah.
service. So, with that
Yeah.
being said, me and Jason can absolutely sit and take our time eating in the main dining room in Royal Caribbean. But today, we absolutely just kind of we kept time. We we kept time checking ourselves
Yeah.
just to ensure that we were, aware of it. But good dinner.
We'll have a separate vlog for just the food.
Not
right?
just the food.
just-
I have vlog video from day one.
Oh no, I'm saying, but we'll cover the food in another
We will-
video. Is what I meant
Well,
by that.
we will cover the food and well, you should have already watched our day one video by
Yes.
now because this is
Yes.
recap of
Exactly.
day one.
Yes.
And if you haven't,
right.
go find it.
Indeed, that's true. But I'd say without spoiling it, food was good. Food was delicious.
Food was really good.
It was worth taking the chance that we would go there, and like I said, they might have turned us away, but they made it happen. They're awesome. Dining room was a little bit light, so to speak. I think probably other
I think a
people
lot
got
of
caught
people
up in
were
it.
stuck the way we were. Like Sail
Yeah.
Away was late,
Yeah.
and if you wanted to be able to participate in that, I think you were
Yeah.
going somewhere else for dinner ultimately.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to tell them what you had for dinner?
Let's see here. For my appetizer or starter, I had Caesar salad.
Yep.
For my entree, I had grilled chicken breast, which came with the grilled chicken breast and this delicious sauce. Good sized portion, I would say. And then came with a couple pieces of steamed broccoli, carrots, and some really big potato wedges. I mean, at that point, I was pretty full, but I couldn't pass up either getting to dessert, which was, look, you come on this boat, one of the many things you got to have, you got to try, is you got to do the key lime pie. So I had the key lime pie, and it was just, start to finish, it was amazing. It was awesome.
Yep.
So I said, we'll show it off in our other video. So how about
Sure.
you?
So I chose to go with a roasted tomato soup, which was really, really good. It was different because they had like a little swirl of like pesto in it and then croutons. So it was really nice. I had the prime rib, which is a treat because I do like prime rib. It's like really nice and tender. I normally won't get it in steakhouses because a lot of steakhouses will cook it like medium or serve it medium, and they don't like to grill it again to make it well done because, as my sisters would say, I kill the meat. But they 100% said, not a problem. We can do it well done. And they did. It came with mashed potatoes. It came with mixed veggies as well. And overall, it was really, really good. It was. And I had key lime pie too, because I've had key lime pie on Royal Caribbean ships before, and it's an absolute must. It's really good.
I gotta say, the dining room, look, all the dining rooms here in Royal are amazing, but this dining room, and we've got some video of it, right?
Yep.
I love the warm red tones that were kind of built into the rest of the modern, other colors.
Yeah, it's a lot of like browns and tans and reds, and it's just a
Yeah.
really nice warm like color
Yeah.
scheme, and it's
Nice.
really nice because the majority of the chairs are like tan and red, but then they have these like mixed tables throughout that you'll see in a video footage that I took of the main dining room, that they have these like easy chairs that people sit in with the most beautiful like floral print on it that ties all of the colors together.
Yeah.
So it's just a really, really beautiful dining room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very quickly, just one comment I want to make about Windjammer. So the main dining area, right? Windjammer, I told this to you, was compared to what was it called on Allure? Is it Windjammer there too?
It's Windjammer on.
Windjammer
Yep.
on Allure. I felt that the Windjammer here on Wonder, feels so much more open, so much more spacious.
I
It
think so
felt,
too. I felt like their Windjammer was bigger for
Yeah.
sure. At first, I wasn't sure because when you first walk in, like you hit the washy stations right away, and they have an abundance of sinks there. Like
Yeah.
I have to say that this is the best laid out Windjammer for that because they have probably 24 sinks sitting there waiting for people to wash their hands as you're going in, which is super important on a cruise ship. But then you hit like the serving area right away. And at first, when I went in there, I thought that like the only seating areas was where we were seeing. But then as
Yeah.
you walk around and you like explore the entire Windjammer, it's huge.
Yeah.
There is tons of seating. So I would say if you're ever on Wonder of the Seas and you walk in and you're not seeing like tables and chairs right away,
Yeah.
literally like turn
Yeah.
around the corner
Yeah.
and there is an abundance in different rooms. Yeah, I agree. It's big.
It was really, really good.
Yeah.
I didn't feel, not that I really felt crammed on the Windjammer with Allure, but I
No,
just
but it can
felt,
get busy.
and it was
Yeah.
busy today too.
It was
but
busy
I,
here
but I
too,
didn't
for sure.
feel like, but today, yes, it was also very busy today. But I didn't feel like every time I was having to maneuver and navigate to get my food, my drink, that I was having to like really, force my way through a bazillion other people doing the same thing. It felt,
I agree.
it
And
felt, yeah.
I think it really helped too, like the way that they had even like their serving areas spaced out.
Yes.
Like I even felt the
Yes.
food area was a little bit more
Absolutely.
spacious than on other Windjammers. And I
Absolutely.
mean, I've been on Windjammer, on Allure, and Oasis now,
Yeah.
and this one was definitely like just very well laid out, and I think thoughtfully done to keep the flow happening. Yeah.
So we had, so back to dinner. So we did dinner, and that was great. And then after dinner, we went and saw a show
We did.
tonight. The Effectors.
The Effectors too.
The Effectors
Crash
2,
and burn.
Crash and Burn. Yeah,
Don't forget that part
yeah, it was clearly the sequel.
of
Yeah.
of the first one we never saw.
Yeah, the first one we never saw. A fun, what would you say? Fun production. Definitely kind of like a play on like the Avengers, and it's superheroes and villains, and a lot of singing and dancing and acrobatics and technology. I don't want to ruin it, but I'll just say, can I say it?
I don't think it'll ruin it.
Yeah, I won't ruin the whole show, but I'll just say
There's definitely some technology in
yeah, there were some. It's the first production I've seen with my own eyes, where they've actually got, drones, drones that go up in the air and coordinate with lights and do designs up in the air and whatnot. That was super cool to see. Super cool to see.
I mean, I'll say that the really interesting thing of that is I've seen drone shows before, but they've all been outdoors.
Yeah.
So to
Yeah.
see it like incorporated in a theater performance, it was
Yeah.
definitely different. And the other thing that I just want to point out about that show that I think is like super helpful to maybe have people understand is, look, I've been on many cruises now, and there's a lot of theater shows or entertainment that's very geared to adults only, like a lot of singing, dancing shows, or some
Yeah.
Royal Caribbean shows have Broadway shows and things like that. This is definitely one that was like super, super family friendly.
Yep.
Like there were
Yeah.
tons of
Sure.
kids in the audience, and because it was like that superhero theme, it really kept like kids captivated
Yeah.
on what was happening. So I
Poor
think
thing.
families really appreciated
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't happen a lot on cruise ships
Yeah.
with the shows.
great-
Maybe unless you're on
Yeah.
like Disney Cruise Line, for example, but on
Yeah.
ships like Royal and that, there's not a lot of like kid geared shows.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a great way to kick off, our set of shows for the week.
Yeah.
So great.
And I gotta say, like, yeah, there was a bit of a hiccup in tonight's performance. They did have a technical issue. But honestly speaking, they kept us informed. They were trying, bless their hearts, the technicians were trying so hard and so quick to get that stage reset.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
it was a lot for them because at the time that something went wrong, they had people in the air. They had people stuck in the air. And honestly, yes, some of the audience had left. But Katie, the cruise director, came out and gave us a heads up that it might just be a few minutes. And if we could stick it out, we should, because the end was worth it.
Well,
I would say the end was worth it because that's when all the drone
parts.
stuff happened.
People who left early, I would say they probably missed the best parts.
And I would say, like, it was probably less, maybe 10 minutes at most that the show was down.
Yes.
And they kind of reset the show right where the issue happened. Yep. And honestly speaking, I think it was so nice to see the audience that did stay really, like, cheer on the performers, because when things like that happen, look, it's theater, it's live performance, and things can go wrong.
Happen.
And I'm sure those performers just really appreciated coming back out, hearing people like cheer them on, and just being able to finish their show.
And all the performers, they stayed after the show, and they just kind of sat on the edge of the stage and, took pictures with everybody, and, were really great with everyone in the audience. And I think hopefully they also felt the appreciation of those who stayed,
I definitely think so.
Yeah.
I think so, for sure. So it was fun.
Yeah, that was
fun.
Like I said, a great way to kick off the week from a show perspective. That was awesome. And then after the show,
and out of the hustle and bustle and the mayhem of this day, like, we even found enough time, like, in between dinner. It's so funny. We're sitting in the Solarium right now, which is the adults only part of the ship.
Yeah.
And we had enough time, like, after we were done dinner, to, like, come up, enjoy a sunset, and find two really comfy lounge chairs, push them together, and kind of just, like, we were just enjoying the ship and just time together. And we both took a nap.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, the Solarium, which is this big giant area here, it's actually at the front of the ship.
Yeah.
And so when we're sitting there in our lounge chairs, just having a good time with each other, and big giant windows wall to wall, we're looking at the ocean. We're looking as where we're traveling to, and so it was
really nice.
It was really, really perfect. Really perfect.
I know I kind of rewound to say that, but I think it's, like, part of the day to say, like, it's a good, like, it's nice when there's a lot of hustle and bustle happening with all of the activities and shows and everything else, but you can still catch some really, like, quiet moments through the day to really enjoy.
That's true.
And we still had time, even after we took a nap and enjoyed the Solarium. Yeah. We went to our room, we unpacked everything, and that's when we went to the show. After the show, though, we went to a Royal Promenade party. So there was a really fun decades party tonight called Bring the Beat Back.
Yep.
And it was like kicking it back to the decades, and they featured the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Yeah. And it was fun.
Probably 5-6 songs, in large part for each decade.
For each decade, I would say.
Each decade, probably, 2-3 minutes of each song. Yeah. So the whole party lasted like 40-45 minutes.
It was 45 minutes because it literally started, like, they do this, like, DJ hype up ahead of time where people are coming into the promenade and kind of picking where you want to stand or be around. So they do that to kind of hype the people up. But, like, this literally started right on time, right at 11:15, and the last song was done pretty much at midnight.
Yeah.
So,
and the cruise director, what is her first name? Katie, the cruise director, she's right there in the mix with all the dancers who are part of, like, the activity squad and the some other groups, staff and team to kind of put together this week's events and whatnot. And it was just so much fun, just great. That was a blast.
And I was telling you earlier, so I've been actually really lucky on one of my prior trips on Allure. Katie was my cruise director on that one too, so it was really nice to see a really fun cruise director back.
I've seen her all of, well, 30, 40 minutes at this point, and she seems really great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's been it. I mean, it's been a busy, fun day. Tomorrow we are at Coco K.
We are at Coco K. Excited for it. We're hoping for good weather.
Hoping for good weather. Any day at Coco K will be a perfect day.
Yeah, it's a fun island. It really is.
Yeah.
So just to be able to go back there, looking forward to it. It's always an early morning because we try and get up and go to breakfast early. And as soon as they say you can get off the ship, we absolutely do.
Yeah.
And most likely we'll probably do the same tomorrow, just in case any bad weather comes through. Just get off the ship to enjoy the island as much as we possibly can. Yeah.
We disembark or it opens up for people to disembark at 8 o'clock. Have to be back on the ship by 5, I think.
We won't be that late.
We won't be that late. I mean, our dinner's scheduled at 5 anyway. So,
exactly. So we'll be back on before then.
Exactly.
But, yeah.
But if anything's like last year, we had a great time.
For sure.
We made it, as much of a day as we did, and I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Looking forward to it with you.
Me too.
So, all right. Well, I think that does it for today.
I think so.
Day 1 in
Day
the
1
books.
was packed, guys. We woke up super early at our hotel this morning, and I mean, it's 12:35 a.m. right now, so technically it's Coco K Day already.
Yeah, that's true.
We need to hit the sack so we can wake up in the morning.
Gotta get ready for that. So. Awesome. Okay. Well, hey, thanks for being with us today and tonight, and stay tuned, and we will catch you for day 2.
Absolutely.
Okay. And as we always
Thanks for watching,
say,
guys.
walk with you later.
Walk with you later.
Bye for now.
Bye.